Every time you load a website over plain HTTP, your data travels across the internet like an unsealed postcard. Anyone sitting between you and the server, from a public Wi-Fi snooper to your internet provider, can read your passwords, view your messages, and even silently rewrite the content you receive. To protect that data, we need encryption. But encrypting data introduces a fundamental paradox. If your browser and the server have never met before, how can they agree on a secret scrambling key across a public network without an attacker intercepting the key itself during transmission? Modern cryptography solves this by pairing two distinct cryptographic systems. Symmetric encryption uses a single shared key to scramble gigabytes of data almost instantly. Asymmetric encryption uses linked mathematical key pairs to exchange secrets safely, but running it continuously would overwhelm web servers worldwide. At the heart of asymmetric cryptography lies the one-way function, a mathematical operation that is trivial to calculate in the forward direction, but computationally impossible to reverse without a secret shortcut. The classic example is modular arithmetic, often called clock math. In the 1970s, Diffie and Hellman turned this clock math into a breakthrough key exchange. The browser and server pick public numbers, then each generates a private secret. By mixing their private numbers with the public base and swapping the results, both calculate the exact same shared secret. Modern HTTPS takes this a step further using elliptic curve cryptography. Instead of huge prime numbers, operations take place along the curve of a geometric equation. Point multiplication on elliptic curves provides the exact same security level as classical systems, but with drastically smaller keys and lightning-fast calculations. Even with perfect mathematics, Diffie-Hellman has one fatal flaw. It encrypts the connection, but it cannot prove who is on the other end. An attacker in the middle can establish one secret key with you and a separate key with the server, silently intercepting and modifying everything. To defeat impersonation, HTTPS uses digital signatures. First, the server takes its message and hashes it into a unique fixed-length digital fingerprint. The server then encrypts that fingerprint using its own private key. Anyone with the server's public key can verify that signature, but nobody can forge it. This brings us to the digital passport of the web, the SSL certificate. Formalized under the International X509 standard, this digital document binds a website's exact domain name to its cryptographic public key, along with expiration dates, supported algorithms, and a cryptographic seal from an authorized issuer. How does your browser know the certificate issuer is trustworthy? Through an unbroken chain of trust. Your operating system and browser come pre-installed with a curated list of trusted root certificate authorities. Each intermediate certificate is mathematically verified against the root, creating a cryptographic ladder of trust. If a server's private key gets stolen, the certificate must be revoked immediately before it expires. Modern browsers check revocation using online certificate status protocol stapling, where the web server attaches a fresh, timestamped digital proof from the authority directly into the initial handshake. Now let us assemble everything into the modern TLS 1.3 handshake. It begins the instant you type an address and hit enter. Your browser sends a ClientHello packet containing supported cryptographic algorithms, random numbers, and its own freshly generated Diffie-Hellman public key share. The server receives the ClientHello, selects the strongest matching cipher suite, and generates its own ephemeral private key. It replies with a ServerHello containing its matching key share. At this exact moment, after just one network round trip, both sides compute the shared pre-master secret. Because both parties now share a secret, every subsequent handshake message is fully encrypted. The server transmits its digital certificate signature, and a handshake verification tag over this newly encrypted channel. Your browser validates the signature using the issuer's public key, confirming the server's authentic identity. The shared pre-master secret is never used directly to encrypt web pages. Instead, it is fed into a mathematical key derivation function. This process extracts pure cryptographic randomness and expands it into independent encryption keys and initialization vectors for both the client and server directions. With session keys established, the connection switches to high-speed symmetric encryption, commonly AES-GCM counter mode. This algorithm breaks data into blocks, combines them with counter values, and encrypts them using the session key. It scrambles millions of bytes per second with virtually zero computational overhead. Confidentiality is only half the battle. HTTPS must also guarantee data integrity. AES-GCM is an authenticated encryption cipher that computes a cryptographic authentication tag over both the encrypted data and packet headers. If an attacker modifies even a single bit in transit, the tag verification fails and the packet is discarded. What happens if an adversary records all your encrypted traffic today and then steals the server's private key 10 years from now? Because modern HTTPS uses ephemeral Diffie-Hellman keys, your past traffic remains completely unbreakable. This vital security property is called perfect forward secrecy. Beyond security, TLS 1.3 dramatically speeds up the web. Previous protocols required 2 full round trips before sending application data. TLS 1.3 needs only 1. And returning visitors can even use 0 round-trip resumption, transmitting encrypted data in the very first packet using a pre-shared key. Attackers once bypassed HTTPS entirely through SSL stripping, downgrading secure links back to plain HTTP before users noticed. To eliminate this attack vector, modern browsers enforce HTTP strict transport security. A website header commands the browser to refuse all unencrypted HTTP connections automatically and forever. What if a rogue certificate authority issues a fake certificate for your bank? Certificate transparency prevents this threat. Every valid certificate must be publicly logged into append-only cryptographic Merkle trees monitored by security researchers worldwide. Any unauthorized certificate is detected within minutes. Even with full encryption, early HTTPS leaked the specific domain name you visited through server name indication. The newest frontier, Encrypted Client Hello, uses hybrid public key cryptography to wrap the entire domain request in encryption before sending it, blinding intermediate network observers completely. When you look at the complete picture, HTTPS is a triumph of layered engineering. The physical network transports TCP packets, TLS establishes identity and derives ephemeral keys in one single round trip, and symmetric ciphers encrypt every HTTP request, response, image, and transaction seamlessly. What seemed like an impossible paradox at the start, sharing secrets across an open room of eavesdroppers, is made possible by the union of modular arithmetic, asymmetric identity, and symmetric speed. That little padlock in your address bar is mathematical proof protecting our modern digital world.